CNIB Lake Joe Cookout with Cuddy. Joan Kelly Walker, event MC and red carpet interviewer. Rod Black, event MC.
First ever CNIB Lake Joe Cookout with Cuddy. My name is Rod Black, sports guy and longtime friend of the CNIB. I'm even more happy because I get to co-host again with one of my favorite people, the very beautiful and benevolent Joan Kelly Walker.
Oh, that's very kind. Beautiful and benevolent. I'll take that all day long. Oh, my mother was legally blind. And so it's really near and dear to my heart, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you out there.
And the auctions. We have a lot of auctions. Got Jim Cuddy and the band coming up. There's a reason why you're here tonight.
Yes.
And that's to raise a whole lot of money for the most exclusive and the biggest camp for the blind and partially sighted in Canada. They do an amazing job here. So let's hear it for the great people here at CNIB Lake Joe.
Jessica Vergeer Studios.
Thank you for doing this and coming out here and creating this beautiful painting and allowing other people to paint on it.
I'm so happy to be here and to be a part of this event. It's a fantastic cause, and it's just been so great to see everyone come out and to participate in the painting and to just maybe do something a little out of their comfort zone.
Nancy Simino, CNIB Lake Joe Vision Team.
Someone said that you have 60 friends here.
Oh yeah,
that you brought in 2 buses.
Yeah, we have two buses. The camp has grown a lot over the years, you know, and it was there's so many new things for the campers that when you come here, you just feel so tangible, the difference that what you've done for the camp. Because our son, when he was 16, he had to put in volunteer hours, so he volunteered at the camp. And when he came back, we couldn't wait to hear his stories of like these kids said like they were so excited they couldn't fall asleep because it was their best day ever and they didn't want it to end. And then they were tired the next day because they were, and it just kept going on about, and then they were doing things that they never thought was possible. There's a lot of thought that goes into every dollar they spend here. They want to try and make sure that they maximize it. And it's really a group of good people that really want the best for the campers.
John Firstbrook, CNIB Lake Joe Vision Team.
I was about 6, and my grandfather had a wooden boat, and he used to say, "Come on, we're going boating, and you're coming with me." And we'd come up here, and we'd take the blind people for a ride. And I used to say to my grandpa, why would we do that? They can't see anything. He'd say, "Yes, but they can feel the water and smell the trees." I never forgot it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Many years later, when I heard the camp was in trouble, I called some folks and said, "Hey, let's see what we can do to help them."
Well, thank goodness you did.
I have to admit, I'm very proud of everybody tonight, from the lady you just interviewed, Nancy Simino, and Tim Hogarth. They really came to the front, and you, Joan, have been amazing. I saw Ben Mulroney here tonight and all the great people. And what I really always dreamed of was having the cottagers recognize how great this place is. And that was my vision and my dream, and I'm really glad it happened. I was here yesterday for a meeting, and I heard the kids, and they were yelling and laughing and climbing and swimming and sailing, and I thought, wow, this is really worth doing.
Jane McCaw, Jane's Cottages and Luxury Rentals.
what inspired you to sponsor this wonderful event?
Well, being a business owner in Muskoka and loving the camp and knowing the community that it supports, I couldn't be happier to support it. And they have always done such wonderful things for the campers. And I just think it's just a fabric of Muskoka, and I want to be able to continue to help it in any way possible. Yeah.
And how have you seen the camp change, or have you seen it change over the last few years?
Oh, I have seen it change a lot for the better. It's fundraisers like this that have really improved the programming and the education that they're doing for the campers and providing them with the working on hand experience has been really, really great.
Yeah. And getting more kids to camp.
Getting more kids to camp, exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I feel so warm and fuzzy when I say that.
Ben Mulrooney, CNIB Guide Dog Ambassador.
What is your role with the CNIB Guide Dog program?
I am the ambassador. I am out trying to get the word out, trying to get people to appreciate how vital these animals are to the lives of people with seeing impairment, and how expensive it is to raise them.
How expensive?
It's $50,000 from the moment that they are born to the time they come out of service, if you will, and all of that is paid for when the dog gets into the hands of someone who needs them. So no one's out of pocket. It comes from CNIB and from donors. So it's really, really important. And we are nowhere close to scratching the surface of meeting the need in this country. The good news is the appetite to help is there. People, I think, understand that the world that we live in was created by people with vision for people with vision. So the lift of CNIB, the responsibility, is pretty much to reinvent the world. That's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of work, and it starts at events like this with generous donors and events that get people to appreciate, to empathize, to understand what the everyday struggle is like.
Diane Bergeron.
This is Carla. She's a working guide dog, but she's currently out of harness, so she can enjoy the love and attention that everybody's here to give her. So
Yeah, everybody's loving her so much.
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 5 years old.
She's 5. And how long have you had her?
I've had her for 4 years.
Right. And what does she do for you?
So she is a working guide dog. So when she's in harness, she is my guide. She helps guide me around things. She's an object avoider, I tell people. So she gets me from point A to point B safely.
Yeah.
And I can tell her to find things. I can say find the door, the elevator, the escalator, the curb, the chair. So they find certain things, but their main job is to avoid obstacles. I'm the president of CNIB Guide Dogs, so I run the program. We still have a very long waiting list. There's a lot of people in Canada who are still waiting to get a guide dog. There's so many things that people can do. They can provide, financial support, of course, resources to help us run the programs. They can volunteer for the camp. We always need people to come out and help with repairs and running programs. We need puppy raisers, people that will foster dogs. Sorry. She's getting love behind me.
Alexandra Barron.
Allie, so you are a camp counselor here. When did you start coming out here?
So I started this year. I was in the counselor and training program, so I'm actually not a counselor yet.
Were you a camper here before?
I was a camper here for only one summer, but then I did the counselor and training program a few weeks ago, and trying to learn what it's like being a staff here. And
right. So what did you love the most when you were a camper here?
I think when I was a camper here, I loved first of all, the environment. Just being up here in the Muskoka region is so amazing. The water, everything. Another thing that I love was just the people. The people are just so understanding and so very welcoming, and they're very accommodating, especially for someone like me who has a visual impairment. So yeah, I really loved working here.
David Rossell, IG Private Wealth Management.
Well, I've been fortunate to be involved with CNIB for a number of years, sort of getting involved to help kids come to camp who can't afford to come. So we've done that, and a couple of weeks or a few weeks back, we were down in the area and actually stopped by the camp for the first time, and was really inspired by what they're doing here and what an impact it has on people who are visually impaired or blind, and obviously myself the same. So we wanted to take part, and that's sort of how it came to be. And I think one of the big benefits of this type of camp for people who are blind or visually impaired is that I think a lot of those people don't know people in the same situation. So to be able to connect with other people who have to deal with the same challenges that they would on a daily basis, I think is really empowering and impactful for them. And I think from talking to some of the campers, it's meant a lot to them.
So our featured performer has generously agreed to be the first $10,000 in, and he's challenging you to match that. Thank you, JimCuddy.
Anybody? Very generous. What a great guy, great Canadian icon. We have another match here at $10,000.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's 20.
Thank you.
Again, $2,500 a camper, so that's 8 campers right now. Tax receivable.
Keith Friesen, auctioneer.
A one-of-a-kind right here on the stage, ladies and gentlemen. The drumhead cover, museum framed, hand-signed by the Tragically Hip, including Gord Downey. You cannot get this anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. The Tragically Hip never signed autographs. This came from a musician who caught the hip doing a private show, a warm-up show to the Rob Cajun final concert.
It's really beautiful.
It's still wet.
Amazing.
Look at it, that thing. Okay, go ahead.
So the winner
of that fabulous painting is Daryl Burt.
Jim Cuddy and Colin Cripps, guitar. Lindsay, fiddle.